Welcome to Herbal Expeditions, where we explore all things gardening, herbs, and aromatherapy. Good evening, and welcome to Herbal Expeditions, where we explore all things gardening, herbs, and aromatherapy. Well, tonight we're going to be talking about a healthy lifestyle and transitioning into that healthy lifestyle. So just for starters, I'd like to know, what are some lifestyle changes that you would like to make? And what is keeping you or stopping you from making those changes? Is it too much to change a myriad of things all at once? You know, there are lots of things that really stop us from diving into what we want to do. So tonight we're going to just talk about some healthy lifestyle changes that I have decided to adapt in my life. It is estimated that 1 to 4% of Americans identify as vegan, with the number potentially higher among the younger generations like the millennials and Gen Z. However, approximately 40% of consumers in the United States have purchased plant-based food products such as meat or dairy alternatives, with many of those people doing so regularly. And that was from 2023, both of those statistics. Before we really dive into things, I'd like to give my disclaimer. I am not a licensed healthcare professional. Information that you receive here are for educational purposes only and based on my experience and training. On this channel, we do not treat, cure, or diagnose. You are strongly encouraged to do your own research on the topics discussed here. As always, you're advised to discuss any new herbal regimen with your doctor, especially if you are pregnant, nursing, or taking any prescription medication. And so I'm going to dive right into our subject matter without any further ado. Some events that often invoke lifestyle changes include health issues. Well, sometimes when people have a serious health issue such as chronic disease, a heart attack, or cancer, they make some drastic changes with their diet, with their lifestyle, with exercise, and things of that nature. Another event that evokes change would be major life transitions such as marriage, divorce, moving or change of locale, or either changing your social circles and the people that you hang out with. Career changes, start a new job, a promotion, career that prompts adjustments in work-life balance, time management, or personal goals may also be one of those things that may drive you to a change in your lifestyle and your eating habits. Financial changes. Significant increases or decreases in income can lead to changes in spending habits. And as you know, food is very expensive. Actually, it's one of the larger expenses for my household. Just the cost of food alone has skyrocketed quite a bit since the pandemic. Sometimes a personal loss, such as death of a loved one or a pet, may cause people to reflect upon their lives and how their time is spent, and then they make changes according to that. Aging, especially a milestone birthdays, may cause you to reassess your life goals and prompt a change. Additionally, as people age, they make changes to their lifestyle to accommodate new physical limitations, prioritize their health, or adjust to different social roles. Spiritual or religious experience, an awakening or conversion, a deepened faith can lead to lifestyle changes, such as changes in diet, daily rituals, and social interactions. Recently, I decided to make some lifestyle changes, and actually, just before the pandemic, I was going to do, not the pandemic, just before I got COVID this last time when I was sick a couple of weeks ago. I had decided to do a detox and to change the way that I was eating. So I was doing this all at one time. But when I got sick with COVID, I had difficulty because I was so weak. It wasn't a proper time for me to do a fast. So I had to step back off of the fast. And now that I'm starting to regain my strength, I am continuing with the diet changes that I had decided to make. But one of the reasons that I decided to make lifestyle changes were health issues. I have a very strong desire to remain healthy. I don't currently take any prescription medications, and I'd like to keep it that way. But with the onset of menopause and just changes with growing older, it seems that my blood pressure is a little bit high. It's not quite high enough to be on medication, or not where my doctor absolutely recommended it. And I really did not want to make that change. They said you can get a low dose, but I would prefer to make changes in my lifestyle and what I eat and drink rather than to get on a prescription med. Seeing the life cycle of older family members as well is one of the things. Watching them deal with different health challenges and the things that they're facing as they're growing older, and it's making me think about and reflect the things that I choose to do. So I'm making some lifestyle changes with my diet as a result of that. And then finally, not feeling 100%. 100%. I know that there have been times in my life when I felt better. Now, with the changes, the diet changes that I've decided to make, I am experiencing some withdrawal symptoms. And so one of the things that I've been having is kind of like a little bit of a headache. And I know that's because I was so used to drinking Coke. Coke is my thing. I love Coke. When I started drinking Coke, I don't drink water. So I decided that Coke had to go, which leads me to the second reason: food. Often our food supply, the chain, there have so many GMOs, cloned meat products, listeria, E. coli, different things that are found on our veggies that are in the stores. So I just decided that I'd like to eat cleaner, and part of eating cleaner is going to more organic vegetables, eating more fruits and vegetables, deciding to eat raw fruits and vegetables more frequently. Part of that change in my food was that I want to incorporate more raw fruits and vegetables and limit the amount of animal products that are in my diet. Another reason that I decided is aging. I am getting older and the cost of healthcare is soaring, and I don't want to have spend my money unnecessarily uh, on healthcare issues that I could have avoided had I made some lifestyle changes with my diet, exercise, and rest. Also, I have a beautiful granddaughter whom I want to be around for, to watch her grow and develop and support her whenever she needs it. So I want to be around to see her develop. So therefore, those are my reasons for deciding to make some lifestyle changes. Uh, some of the things that I have found important with making those lifestyle changes is, number one, setting my intentions. Like I mentioned earlier, I know that I drink too much Coke, so I decided I'm not going to bring Coke in my house. Typically, when I go shopping on the 15th of the month, I will usually buy a case of Coke when I'm at Sam's. The last two times that I went to Sam's for my grocery shopping, I didn't bring a case of Coke home because I want to change that. So if that's what I need to do, that's what I need to do. Another thing I really enjoy are like little cheeses, and I would bring a whole case of those home, and I would eat probably a bag each morning with my cup of tea. I decided that that isn't the best for me, that prepackaged food. So I decided that I wasn't going to buy that anymore. I've become very intentional about my rest and my bedtime. When my body tells me that I need to rest, I rest. And if I'm having difficulty with that, I get an accountability partner. I've asked my husband to join me in this because we both need to get a little bit more rest. We're requiring more rest these days. And so if we're starting to be up a little bit beyond the time that we want to be up, he'll say to me, it's time for us to go to bed. Or if he needs a reminder, I give him that reminder. I approach this as a lifestyle change rather than something that is temporary. In other words, let's not dream about going back to the old ways. So saying that it's a lifestyle change, I'm not waiting until I'm doing this for 30 days, then I'm going to go back to doing what I was doing. No, that is not the best for me. And I want only the best for my body so that I can be in the best shape that I can possibly be. So I've just decided that that is not my approach. I'm not going to do that. The next thing is eating well. I decided to decrease the amount of animal fats that I consume on a daily basis, decrease animal products, and increase the amount of veggies, herbs, and plant products that I use. Uh, Currently, I'm choosing to only have one meal a day that I have animal products in, and I limit that and try to make sure that it's not a high fat food like beef. I will usually have some chicken maybe on my salad. Uh, Planning my meals in advance, that has become very important to me because I have found in my experience that if I don't plan in advance, I'll end up grabbing something that isn't the best. I know that I enjoy salty foods, so rather than have chips around, I don't bring chips into the house. But what I have done is brought raw natural nuts that I roast myself in my oven, and I limit the amount of salt that I put on the nuts, so that I look at that as a healthy snack. And if I want something a little bit sweet, I try to have fresh fruits and vegetables around. In fact, I've tried to incorporate fruits in the morning for my breakfast as opposed to having that bag of Cheez-Its that I talked about. A huge pitfall for me is in trying to increase the raw fruits and vegetables is I really desire a hot meal. I like having hot food. So I had to find a workaround for that. And for me, that meant having a hot cup of tea with my salad. So if I know that I'm going to have a salad and it's a cold salad, I drink a hot cup of tea before I have my salad. Then I feel like I've had something warm inside, and it doesn't bother me to go on with the salad. Now, when I said meal plans and planning your meals, one of the things that I did was I fixed several vegetable filled meals this week. And so I have a video that I'm going to share with you that I'd like for you all to see of a vegetable meal that I planned. It's actually some zucchini noodles. They're called zoodles, and it's a stir fry. I'd like for you to watch what I did with that. Hi, and welcome to Herbal Expeditions, where we explore all things gardening, herbs, and aromatherapy. Well, it's been a while since I've shared a recipe with you, so today I decided that I would bring you along for the journey. I have decided to make some lifestyle changes, and a part of those changes is changing the way that I eat. So today I'm trying a new recipe. I'm going to make zoodles or zucchini noodles, and I'm going to do it into a stir fry because my husband really loves a good stir fry. He really just loves Asian food. So the ingredients in today's recipe will be, of course, zucchini. I've already washed my zucchini and prepped them to go into the spiralizer. I'm going to be using these sugar snap pea stir fry. My aromatics will be some garlic and a white onion. We'll use some lime juice and a little lime zest. Coconut aminos. I'll be doing my stir fry in avocado oil, and I have some Thai basil here because I really love the flavor of Thai basil. This is my first time actually using this spiralizer, so we're going to see how this works. And so we'll do this first one together, and I'm doing it on 4, which should give me about the width of a spaghetti noodle. So we're going to try this out and see how it works. I think it's supposed to spin and automatically spit out the zucchini noodles. So let's see how this goes. Oh. All right, so when it gets to the end, it actually automatically stops. That was one zucchini, and it gave me quite a bit of noodles. There are 3 people in my family, so I'm going to do 3 pieces of zucchini. What I will do is bring you guys back once I've had the opportunity to spiralize the rest of these, and I am preparing to get my stir fry on the stove. I'll bring you right back. All right, I'm back, and as you can see, I have my vegetables nice and spiralized. They made actually quite a bit. And so what I'm going to do first is go over to the stove and get some oil heating. So I've chosen to use avocado oil, and the reason I've chosen the avocado oil is that it has a high flash point. It can take a lot of heat, and when you stir fry, your heat is going to be pretty high. And the other thing is that it has a very neutral flavor. So this is the oil that I've chosen to use. I'm gonna go ahead and put, I guess I'm gonna do about a tablespoon for each of the zucchinis that I have. So I'm gonna put about 3 tablespoons. My pan is already heating up, so let that get hot. And as it is heating up, I am going to, the thing is here I have a mixture. I have some frozen veggies and then I have some fresh vegetables, and because these are frozen, they're going to take a little bit longer for them to come up to temperature. So I'm probably going to go ahead and put in my frozen veggies first, just to give them a chance, an opportunity to heat up. And I will also be putting in my garlic. I love for the garlic to get kind of like a little bit of a roast, so it starts to cook and it gives the kitchen a very nice fragrance. So I'm going to go ahead and get this in the oil. Oil's getting pretty hot. I can hear the sizzle. I am truly a cook, not really a baker, and so a cook will usually go with what they have in the kitchen. And I thought about, oh, I have some baby bellas, which I'd actually bought for this recipe. So while I was away on the break and spiralized my zucchini, I decided to bring out the baby bellas, and I also decided that I'm going to add just a little hint of ginger, because I always like a little hint of ginger in the background of my stir fry. This is a 20-ounce bag of frozen veggies, and I've used about half of it. So I'm going to let those start to come to temperature as I stir fry it. Also, I'm going to go ahead and get my onions in with those veggies and that garlic. Now, with my mushrooms and my zucchini being fresh, it's not going to take very long to cook at all. The zucchini is very, very long, so I'm going to like kind of chop or cut these just a little bit so that they won't be so long on our plates when we're eating it. The vegetables, the frozen vegetables have become a really nice bright green color, so I know that they're just about thawed to the temperature that I like them. I'm going to go ahead and add a handful of these baby bella mushrooms, give those a stir, and then we'll add our zucchini noodles. All right, here goes the noodles. Give it a squeeze of lime juice to help brighten the flavors. Now what I haven't done is put any seasoning, so I need a little salt and pepper. So my pepper of choice today is going to be cayenne pepper. As you all know, I'm a Louisiana girl, so I like a little bit of heat. I guess this is about maybe a teaspoon of salt that I put, just a hint of pepper, maybe a half a teaspoon of cayenne. We'll get a little bit of zest from the lime. I'm going to go ahead and grate this ginger in. I say that this is probably about a ½ inch that I'm going to grate into the fish. One of my final steps will be to finish it off with this Thai basil, which is really delicious. I really like Thai basil in my stir fries. And I'm not actually going to chop this because I like it so much. I'm going to leave it kind of whole and allow it to wilt on top of the stir fry. If you have fresh herbs that are on a stem like this, sometimes you can just take it and go backwards across the stem and it'll allow the leaves to come right off. These are at the top, so I'll just pull these apart, pull them off. Now, I would say with the Thai basil, or basil, if you don't have Thai basil, basil will do. You will do that according to your taste, depending on how much you like. My husband and I like quite a bit of it, so I am doing, I guess, 1, 2, 3, 4, probably about 5 sprigs. And I got this fresh from the garden. I just went out and picked it just as I was preparing this meal. I don't want to lose any of that ginger, so let me make sure that I get all of that off of the microflame so that it's in my pot. I am going to deglaze my pan with some cocoa aminos. It kind of takes the place of soy sauce. I prefer not to use soy products, so I'm using cocoa aminos in the place of soy. I would say that I'm going to use about a teaspoon of it. And then last but not least, I am going to go ahead and add the Thai basil. All right, I am back with you with my zoodle stir fry. Show you, give you a nice close-up of the plate. All right, now let's give it the old taste test and see how it is. I can see the mushrooms, the sugar snap peas. The stir fry actually had some yellow squash in it, so I think that's going to complement zucchini very nicely because I like the yellow summer squash along with the zucchini noodles. I think that is a very tasty combination. Let's see if I can get these separated enough to taste it. That's all over my face when I taste it. So let's see. Very, very tasty. The flavor of the Thai basil is really shining through. Also, the cayenne gave it just a little bit of heat, almost a little too much for me. In the background, I can taste a hint of the ginger. I love mushrooms. I didn't get any of that in my body. This is definitely a keeper. I think that the lime juice helps to brighten the flavors along with I like the flavor of the lime with the Thai basil. So those things pair very, very nicely together. If you're interested in knowing more about the spiralizer, I can do a video that features that and tell you a little bit more about that. And I will be sharing a little bit more with you regarding my lifestyle and meal changes, my diet changes. But I think I'm on to something pretty good. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. I look forward to hearing any comments in the bottom. Why don't you let me know what you do with your zucchini noodles, or if there are other vegetables that you spiralize. Drop me a line and let me know what you're spiralizing in your kitchen. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you. All right, we really enjoyed that recipe. I did actually 3 recipes that week on Sunday evening so that I could have some prepared meals that were vegetable. And I didn't use, in any of the meals that I prepared in advance, I did not use any animal products. And so I was very proud of that. And my husband, as well as myself, we were both very satisfied with those things. But as I was stating before, there were some things that I did as I was transitioning into changes that I made to incorporate my new lifestyle. One of the things is getting outside and getting some sunshine. That good old vitamin D is very healthy for you, as well as getting some exercise. If it's no more than sitting out on the porch or the patio for 15 minutes at a time, just being able to sit out in the sun and allow the sun to touch your skin is good for you. That is healthy. And if, as far as exercise is concerned, start where you are. If your stamina allows you to do 5 minutes at a time, just do 5 minutes at a time. It's fine. As you start to build, it will increase. Also, if you have some mobility issues, there are lots of YouTube videos that demonstrate chair exercises that you can do, and you can follow along, and that would be a great way to get started. And then managing stress. This is extremely important in my lifestyle change. One of the things that you can do is plan activities that help you to reduce stress. You have to know yourself. For me, it's walking. Taking a good walk always helps me. It allows me to be outside in nature. It lets me get that sunshine that I was talking about. And it's just calming for me. I like watching the squirrels and just being out in nature, looking at the trees. For me, that is relaxing. So know yourself well so that you know and understand those things that help you to reduce stress. I find that prayer, meditation, and deep breathing are also quite helpful in stress reduction, especially in stressful situations. And also, is, believe it or not, massaging your ear and going around the outer edge of your ear is a very good for helping to reduce stress. And there are some ways that you can massage your fingers that helps to reduce stress. But the thing that I want you to remember most is continue to strive, even if you fall short. This is not a marathon. I mean, this is a sprint. This is not a sprint. It is a marathon. So don't think that it's going to all change overnight. There will be times that you fall short, but just continue with it. Hey, I didn't quite make my goal today, but tomorrow will be a better day, and look forward to it. Know yourself well enough to know the kinds of things that maybe you shouldn't bring into the house, so that if you have a weak moment, it makes it inconvenient to get those things that are not as good for you, where you have to go out to get them. And then you're not going to bring like a huge bag or a case into your house. You'll just have something for a single setting, and then you move on. Remember that each day is new, and you get the chance to start all over again the very next day. I am so happy that you've joined in with me tonight. If you have any questions about my lifestyle change or want to dialogue with me in the chat about things that you can do to change your lifestyle or ways that you might be able to incorporate different things, I'd love that. That would mean the world to me. Thank you so much for listening in tonight, and I look forward for us to do it again next Thursday night. Have a good evening.